Welcome to another edition of Not Just Giants. I'm your host, Matt, and today we're going to preview this Week 3 Thursday Night Football matchup between the Giants and 49ers at Levi's Stadium in San Francisco. While many, myself included, thought the 2023 New York Giants could be competitive with the Dallas Cowboys, they were not. Also, many, myself included, figured the Giants would win handily against the rebuilding Cardinals. But down 28-7 in the third quarter, it took a near miraculous comeback for New York to squeak by Arizona. So what kind of performance should we expect a mere 4 days later from this Giants team against one of the premier teams in the conference, the San Francisco 49ers? Glass half full. Last week against the 49ers, quarterback Matthew Stafford did have some success against San Fran in the passing game as he threw for over 300 yards, and the Rams actually had more total yards from scrimmage than the 49ers, 386 to 365. That's encouraging. Meanwhile, the Giants will need to pick up where they left off in the second half against the Cardinals, with solid protection up front that allowed Daniel Jones sufficient time in the pocket to make deep throws to Jalen Hyatt, which in turn opened up the field for completions in the intermediate zones to Waller, Slayton, and Hodgins. This addition of Waller and Hyatt this year creates a lot of conflict and now proven chunk plays for opposing defenses to contend with. It remains to be seen if the 49ers can make better adjustments to these variables than Arizona did in the second half this past Sunday. And when the Giants are on defense, the unit that came to play in the second half needs to continue shoring up its run fits, creating more pressure on the quarterback and making timely stops on third down. Glass half empty. The Giants' first 6 quarters of poor run defense rears its ugly head again versus an elite Shanahan, McCaffrey-led Niners rushing offense. If San Francisco can get the running game going, something they rarely fail to do, the Giants and their young secondary will be vulnerable to the 49ers' deadly play-action passing game. With left guard Ben Bredeson out with a concussion and left tackle Andrew Thomas out with his injured hamstring, the Giants will need to keep the game close if they wish to avoid having this makeshift Izudu, Glowinski, Schmitz, McKethan, Neal offensive line dominated by San Francisco's talented Nick Bosa-led defensive front seven. In my opinion, there are 2 keys to this game that could allow the Giants to keep it close and possibly squeak out an unlikely road win. The first key is slowing down this vaunted Niners run game. Against the Cardinals, DC Wink Martindale purposely limited Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams' snaps in order to keep them better rested for the 49ers. While this strategy nearly backfired as the Cardinals and their James Conner-led rushing attack gashed the Giants' run D for 106 yards, much of that production came in the first half. A relatively fresh Dex and Leo tandem will need to bring their A game, as will the rest of the defensive front and linebackers. If the Giants can keep the Niners' run game in check, they should be able to apply more pressure and exotic blitz packages that could limit San Francisco's second-year quarterback Brock Purdy's ability to keep drives going. Last week, Martindale was uncharacteristically cautious with sending the blitz against Josh Dobbs, but it's possible he was looking ahead to this game against the Niners, where if he can force Purdy into obvious passing downs, he probably won't hesitate to bring the house, or at least provide looks which make it appear he's bringing the house. The second key to potential victory for the Giants will once again be how well this offensive line can hold up in pass protection, but that not only means the obvious, namely O-line protection on passing downs, but also keeping the 49ers' feared pass rush honest by establishing their own run game, which won't be easy against a stout Niners run defense and made doubly difficult without Barkley, necessitating a likely running back by committee approach featuring Matt Breida along with Gary Brightwell and rookie Eric Bray. New York failed in spectacular fashion to pass their Week 1 test against what is clearly a very good Dallas team. They nearly shat the bed against a weak Cardinals team, and now, sans Barkley, Thomas, and starting edge rusher Azeez Ojulari, this Joe Schoen-built, Brian Daboll-led, and Daniel Jones-helmed Giants team will be able to measure themselves against one of the best teams in the league. Should be revealing. One variable that may work for or against the Giants in this matchup is that Thursday Night Football can often be sloppy and unpredictable, as teams must play with such a short turnaround time. Perhaps the Giants can catch the 49ers on an uncharacteristically bad night and eke out a victory. Fingers crossed. Let's go!